I love what I do.
For almost 50 years, Danny Catafumo has been saving people's souls. No, he's not a priest. He's a cobbler, a shoe repairman, whose profession, once thought to be a dying art form, has seen a sudden resurgence in this tight economy.
Oh yeah, I've seen it come up from nothing, getting busier and busier, you know. And now with the way things are going, more and more people are repairing their shoes.
Catafumo says cobbling is in his blood, a family business for close to 100 years. His brother still works the store their father first opened in Brooklyn. His daughter, Juliana, helps mind this store.
I've only been helping my dad about a year and a half, and it's crazy busy all the time.
Over the years, the cobbling Catafumos have seen business ebb and flow. In good times, the well-heeled purchasing new heels. In tougher times, repairing and reshining.
Thank you.
Fran Chase from Palm Beach Garden says in this economy, her husband would have blown a gasket if she'd replaced her $500 pair of Kate Spades. A $32 repair job doing just fine.
And I'll still get good mileage out of these shoes. And, I mean, why pick a fight with your spouse?
And it's not just shoes. Belts, purses, wallets, all sorts of leather goods make their way through Catafumo's skillful hands. Hands bent and weathered by years of hard work.
This is what I work with. This is what I get satisfaction of, doing a shoe and making it look right.
For Catafumo, the estimated 30% jump in business is welcome, but it wouldn't matter, he says. He's not in it for the money. Each day he comes to work at 4:30 in the morning, dedicated to his craft, heart and soul.
That's where I get my satisfaction. That's why I love my job.
Some of the equipment in Danny's shoe repair looks like it belongs in the Smithsonian. Big metal machines built in the 30s and 40s. The number of cobbler businesses in the country is estimated to be somewhere around 7,000 now. At their peak, there were 120,000. That was during another economic downturn known as the Great Depression. Reporting live, EricGlasser, WPTV News Channel 5.
'Twas the week before Christmas, and at Testa's, Palm Beach, someone had stolen an item thought well out of reach. One of 4 holiday men made of thick metal piping, a rooftop display thought hardly worth swiping.
It's out there somewhere, and we'd like to have him back.
For 6 decades they stood, all 4 of them made from a float once appearing in the Orange Bowl parade. But at 1 a.m. Thursday, in the darkness of night, a prankster made off with the second man from the right.
It's very sad that anybody would do something like that during the holiday season.
Christmas spirit and everything else, and somebody just wants to rip it off for whatever purpose.
It looks odd up there with just 3. We've always had 4.
Of course, stealing a 6'5" candy cane may sound a bit dumb. Sticking out, one would think, like a stripy sore thumb.
But solving this caper has been less than a cinch. Police not finding the elusive candy cane Grinch. They've cruised local neighborhoods hoping to spot the display. They've even scoured the internet, searching eBay.
He's not there.
Testers you'd think might make vengeance their mission, but that wouldn't fit in with their holiday tradition. They're not aiming to prosecute. It's not part of their plan, asking just for the return of their candy cane man. On Palm Beach, EricGlasser, WPTV News Channel 5.
In the last 15 minutes or so, they went ahead and euthanized the whale, who had been on the beach for a good 6.5 hours now. You can see still a very active scene out there, 200-300 people on the beach, including the 2 women who first spotted the whale and have been out here since about 5:30 this morning. Here's a live look again from Chopper 5. You can still see, as I said, a very active scene out here. The 13-foot sperm whale, we're told, was a female. They say less than a year old. It was ill and or malnourished, they say, separated from its mother out in the Gulf Stream, and was washed ashore during the high tide. Back out to a live picture again from Chopper 5. I can tell you that in addition to several police and wildlife agencies who've been out here, Harbor Branch Oceanographic's Marine Mammal Rescue Unit is also out here on the scene. And the reason for that, now they've made the decision, is to go ahead and move the animal's carcass to right where we're standing right now, right along this stretch of the beach from where they are. And then they're going to use this huge tow truck to actually lift the whale's body up off of the beach, place it inside that mobile unit from Harbor Branch, and then take it over to that facility where they will perform a necropsy to better get an idea of what it was that happened to this mammal. Reporting live with some sad news, unfortunately, at this midday on Jupiter Beach, I'm EricGlasser, WPTV News Channel 5. The Broward County Sheriff's Office has just released those calls, and we want to warn you, part of it is graphic,
and difficult to listen to. Police have arrested a suspect wanted for a robbery near the Caldwell Theater in Boca Raton. One of Palm Beach's most prominent families is devastated this noon. 2 beloved family pets die after being left in a hot car for hours over the weekend. The United Nations Commission ordered a partial recount from about 10% of the country's polling stations. Officials say they expect to know late next week whether President Hamid Karzai was in fact the winner or whether he'll face a runoff with his main rival. All right, let's get right to it. We got a couple of questions. The first one coming in from Katie in Port St. Lucie. She says, I'm an otherwise healthy 26-year-old. However, like everyone, I have a flaw. I smoke. Are smokers at higher risk of complications due to the swine flu? Okay, there you go, Dr. Saria. Thank you. If you have a question for Dr. Saria, you can send it in by going to our web channel, WPTV.com, clicking on the health link. Scroll down, and on the right-hand side, you'll see a form to write down your question. We'll try to get to it. Thank you again, Dr. Saria, for coming in, and we'll see you next week. We will see you after a short break.